turns to a skull. It's a difficult ult to use.
Difficult positioning, but with the sound barrier out now, exactly, he's got the bit of a buff on the HP. He's gonna make it more difficult to kill him. And you can see Boston Uprising all have to hide around the corner. If they show themselves, they can get picked off. As soon as it wears off, though, Boston Uprising now straight onto the point, looking for the fight, and again,
Boink.
a key player getting chucked into the murder hole. Axiom is out of it. Fusions goes primal, trying to bring it back. They need to find a kill quick here, Boston. Houston, however, oh, there it is.
Boink again, dude.
Ruthless.
We need to clean up this fight.
3 kills. Oh, nearly another one. Muma. He just doesn't stop.
Some of these guys have been doubly dead. They get boinked, and then they also get halted into the hole as well. Boston's done nothing on this stage.
Thing is, we need to use that because we can't clean up Feisties. Oh, we would have gotten it at that time.
Been a great match. It would be unfitting. Map 3 of Ilios.
Dude, my heart cannot take this.
No further can we go, Hex. This is where it all gets settled. Who's going home with the W and who's going home with the L? Still impressed and glad to see that Linkster is able to show us what he's capable of. Only the 1 kill, though. But really, it's just about the damage, the constant damage output on that McCree.
You have to worry about it as well. It slows down a team's ability to dive on you, because if Winston jumps in, McCree's got a flashbang, which is going to stun you, and then you're just dead. So you can't jump in, mess around, and jump out. He's very good at stopping aggression from opposing teams.
This time, however, on a map that we're used to seeing a lot of Widow on, it's not looking like we're going to get that show from Linkster this time around. It is going to be a mirror match by the looks of things. Nope. Muma on the Winston, and Fusion's on the Rhine.
Okay. I doubt Boston's ever going to go towards the right side, given how many environmental deaths they took last match.
Those environmental deaths, it'll come back to bite you. Boston, you just got to shake it off. Got to shake it off, get focused up here. Now or never, this is it. So, note. Kind of hanging out on the edges, looking for those squishies. If he can find one of the supports out of position, he's looking to pounce. Has to keep an eye on his team as well. Aim God will get topped up again. Coolmat dangerously low. Coolmat team-maxed immediately, though. This is big for Boston. This should set them up to pick up the first control, and sure enough, the kill on Dante is certainly going to help things.
Boink with a couple of kills, trying to bring his team back, but he's the only one on the board. It will be Boston Uprising eventually taking first point, and Boink with a late death means that they're going to have to take some time before they can recontest. Right now, though, nearing ultimate phase of the game, Muma's going to switch off of Winston onto Reinhardt, an entirely different style of play. It seems like we're nearing a Graviton surge for the Uprising. Axiom at 80%, Dante only nearing 40 now, so big advantage for Boston.
They have got it exactly in Fusions. He is not afraid to just throw the shatter out there if he sees it. Muma having switched to the Rhine now, he has to worry about that shield. But still, Boston going to put up a fight for every inch, not going to let Houston Outlaws get onto the point for free. And now Fusion's just waiting for a target to present itself.
So tense right now. AimGod's trying to stay as far away from his team as possible in case they get shattered. Here comes the Graviton. Is there any follow-up for it?
Counter grab gets thrown in. Transcendence thrown into the mix as well by Raucus, trying to keep his teammates up. The sound barrier is up as well. Kellick's going to counter that with the sound barrier of his own.
Both tanks. Both tanks are down.
He gets to use his shatter. So they're both out of the mix. 5-on-5 right now. Still, the fight continues.
But they have their percentage going up. We need to do this quickly. We got the grab. Follow up, follow up. No one's following up. Yes, aim. Still haven't capped though. Boink. He's weak. If we lose point, we got a fight left still.
The kills finally go Houston's way, and that's going to be it. Finally, Houston will take control. 86% for Boston Uprising. This is very similar to the first point of Ilios. One good fight for Boston now, and they could be walking away with the win tonight.
Houston's also in a very good spot ultimate-wise. It'll be interesting to see if Boston wants to try to just bait them into using abilities and fight next time, or really commit to this. We're going to see based on the ultimate usage for Boston. If they start committing check marks, then they're in it to win it.
They're really in there. Dante, though, with this high ground, he's just pumping damage in.
That was... See? That's 2. I really hope this could be a positive show and not negative. And right now, it's looking like it might be a positive show. There's gonna be 1 or 2 more big fights to see who wins this game. Anyone watching right now, come in the Discord. It's linked in the description. We can talk about it.
They're on the point now, but again, it's on Houston Outlaws to keep contesting it. Houston Outlaws going to try and draw this as they can. There's the grab.
Oh, this is a big. Can we get away from this? Linkster's down. We need a return. Oh, Muma's down. Oh my God. Just retreat.
Boston Uprising right on the edge now of flipping the point. They're doing the best they can to stall it out, Houston, but it's not going to be good enough. 90% now for Boston Uprising.
This is the game.
Can Houston even get back to touch the point? There is a Brigida rotating around that I don't think they saw. Going to get down the point. Fusions is up front to stop everybody.
No, not even there. Oh my God, dude.
Can't believe it. Houston Outlaws with a very difficult start to the season. Boston Uprising, though, excellent performance versus the NYXL, and a win here today versus the Houston Outlaws. Nobody can underestimate this team now. They are true monsters.
Their only loss to the NYXL so far, 1-1, and I think this is how Boston
All right.
started the season.
Okay, I'll just wait for some people to get in here.
Let's keep our heads above water. We'll get players back. Maybe we'll make some moves. Maybe we'll make some trades. But right now, the Boston Uprising, yet again, they rebuilt the roster. People underestimate them. You gotta be done underestimating the Boston Uprising.
They have too many weapons on this team. Fusions with the calls and the aggression. Aingot hitting shots left, right, and center. Truly impressive stuff here from Boston, and a well-deserved win for them. But we're now going to hand it over to our sideline reporter, Mika Burton. I believe she has an interview ready with Fusions himself.
Thanks, guys. We got Fusions here on the floor. Give it up for Fusions, you guys. That's right. All right, so your impressive tank play and your shot calling has helped lead Boston to victory today. How does it feel going from contenders to having so much responsibility now?
Okay. I'm gonna mute that. Just because I don't want to take, you know, technically you're seeing some of their content. Oh, didn't mean that. Sorry, guys. Well, guys, it's rough. I know it's rough having to watch that. Game 5 every time. You know? And as soon as you think... Let me bring this on me. As soon as you think that they're going to be able to do it, it doesn't work out how you think it is. It's frustrating as a fan. There's a lot of questions that we had coming into the season. They said they're all fixed. Match 1 this week, they clearly weren't fixed. Today, there were some improvements, some things that I'm still skeptical about, but it seemed to be working for them. It just didn't come through in the end. Again, it was the last round of Game of 5. You know what I mean? Even if we were to just win that game, you know, we're still not looking like the best team in the league, but maybe fight for a position in that last chance qualifier. You know, and maybe get a couple upsets there, maybe improve. At that point, people might want to come to our team. Like, oh, it won't be that bad playing for this team. They'll feel motivated if they do come to the team. And then it comes to it, and it's just... Well, you know what it's like. You feel it. And I'm sure the players feel it too, even though they don't show it. But just very frustrating. I have some concerns of my own. I mean, I've been supporting them since day one. I don't want to make it look like I'm being too negative against them or that I don't like them, but they definitely have to change some things up. It's not a secret. It's just facts. I really don't have to do this right now after watching that. I really believed really believed that we were gonna pull it out, but we didn't. So go into the first game, right? Game 1, it looked a little unfamiliar. We knew it was going to be probably some form of goats coming into it, but we weren't sure what form of goats. And on paper, if it's goats, we're looking really good. We have Cool Matt on D.Va, who's probably the best NA D.Va. Definitely last year, maybe that's in contention right now, but still one of them. We have Spree on Zarya. World-class Zarya, not the best, but he's a god on Zarya. That's what he's known for. You know what I mean? He probably won't be on a top team if it wasn't for his Zarya. We have Muma, who could play Rhine, and Winston. We see teams playing former goats with Winston now. Quickly changing off, though. But he's a really good main tank on every main tank. Obviously, world-class Winston. But there's no problem. Our tank core is fine. But what happens is we don't have flexibility in our other roles. So we have 3 support players, but we can't play them all because we need DPS players. And so we can't play all of our tanks either. So we're going in with a 2-2-2 of players, but with a 3-3 of heroes. So our supports are Raucus and Boink. Boink has to be Lucio. He is, I want to say, the best Lucio I've seen. He's getting eliminations with his actual gun, with his boops, and booping people off, environmental kills. And then we have the Brigitte and the Zen spot. We've been having Raucus on Zen because he's been playing Zen, and Linkser on Brigitte. That way we have Linkser in there if we need to swap to a DPS role. But then you get to a situation where you don't have Cool Matt playing D.Va because you want Dante in the match in case you need to play a DPS. So you have Spree that could play an excellent D.Va, but you have Dante, an excellent Zarya and a pretty decent D.Va. But you have Dante that can't play D.Va, but has a decent Zarya. So to avoid somebody not knowing what they're doing at all, they have Spree not playing the role that he knows that he's god at, and then you have Dante on a Zarya taking away from Spree. And at that point, why have Spree in there when you just put Cool Matt in if he's going to be playing D.Va? But they need to keep it like that in case they want to run a Sombra or a Tracer, because then they would put Dante on Tracer, and then Spree could then switch to Zarya, and it's chaotic. Let me tweet this out real quick, by the way, while I'm talking about this. It's just frustrating. Come in here. Okay. And like I said, let me tweet this out while I'm talking about it. Excuse me, guys. Well, how the hashtags don't actually work like you want it to. And then let me just add this link. It's And the Boston match was just as difficult. This one went back and forth. And we brought it back in that game 4. And then in game 5, we had the lead. And we just couldn't hold on. One of the biggest problems we have is finishing off fights. And like the other problem is the hero pool. I mean, we have such a large roster. I think it's like 10 players on the roster. Let me just do a quick count. I know all the players are just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we have 10 players. Essentially 9 because we don't use Arhan. Picking up last season when we need a Tracer player, he can play Tracer, but I mean, it wasn't the Tracer we needed. Barely used him last season. Don't even use him this season. I mean, and I can understand even if he can play one of the heroes you need, so can like 3 other people on the team. And at that point, like, you're just going with the chemistry from the language, you know? Why? I don't know. There's just so many different things that they can do. And then next week we play, who is it? Hangzhou Spark and New York Excelsior, which are going to be really tough 2 matches. And if we can't beat these teams, I know it's close, but even if we're trying hard against these teams, taking to the edge, even if we were to beat these teams, the chances of us winning those games are very low. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't feel as bad if you were to win 1 round of control. Each match, we win. You know what I mean? We win those games. Now we go into week 3, 2-2. And it's 1 match at a time at that point. I'm pretty sure. I believe the first 2 weeks for us are 2 matches a week. And then through the rest of the stage, it's 1 match a week. And at that point, we're even. And all we need is 3 games. And to try to finish maybe in the top for a stage playoff. But man, it's... I don't know. It's frustrating. Let me just pull up some of my notes. Yeah, I'm going to go through all of the first match that we had. Let's do this real quick. Like I said, we came out with a weird composition, which is okay, I guess. We win the first 2 matches, and it's looking really good. Now, in my head, I'm thinking this could be fine. You know what I mean? 2-0. But also in my head, I'm thinking we almost should have lost those games. I will say game 2, we almost lost, but that's just a quirk of the rules. I went back today just to see. I got to 0.5 seconds where the Defiant capped on Umbani. And so they got a full minute in overtime. Compared to our 43 seconds. And if it was like 30 seconds each, it's one thing. But they got multiple chances to push the cart. Where so did we. Where I think there should be a much bigger advantage for 43 seconds to 0.5 seconds. You know what I mean? That's literally like... I don't know, I'm shooting you with a diva. And like, I miss you like twice. As I'm staggering you. You know what I mean? Like... I don't know. But we won, so it's fine. Map 1 is really hard to get anything from control. Map 3, was that Volskaya? Damn, dude, like, we take it all the way, right? We take it all the way down, and stop them for what was like 5 minutes. Awesome. All we have to do is cap. You know, and a lot of assault maps, on Volskaya too, go like 5 points. You know, both teams capture both points multiple times. So we played great defense. All we had to do was cap once. Didn't do that. Today on Volskaya, we steamrolled the first fight. The first fight, we steamrolled them. We had 5 ults snowballing into the first point. Now there's also something with spawn delay, right? Where if you kill them, like if you're on the point for so long, they have a longer spawn delay. And if you rush, you can carry that over from that first point to the second point if you go quickly, which is why sometimes you see stuff on like Hanamura, any of them really, where you have that snowball and they finish really quickly. And when we went in with 5 ults. We used 5 ults. I'm not sure how many they used. I'm not sure if they used any. If they did, they only used 1 or 2 because they didn't have any ready really. We lost. So we go in not having ults. I think Boink then used his single ult to try sustaining, but it didn't work. He eventually capped with more time, but then same thing happened in the second round. Like we just couldn't get it. We let them almost finish the entire thing, and then we go there, and we get the first pick in fights, but we can't follow up. We let them bring it back all the time. Or when we have the fights winning by multiple, we can't clamp the kill. And we'll let them respawn and come back. It's so hard, dude. Oh, my host was on. I wonder if he's going to join. And the ult usage from everyone, especially Raucous, especially the first match. Very, very frustrating. Raucous, I know people give him a lot of flack last season for how he was playing. I didn't really think it was that bad, right? And the first match, I said, okay, we have to wait and see because he's getting picked early. That might just be his team not protecting him. My co-host is messaging me. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah. But yeah. And now we need to keep the mentality up. Because going to the next week, it's going to be really rough. But yeah. Like, I just load, dude. Dude. Now I should be live. I'll just wait for some people to get in here. That was hard if you guys were watching that. What just happened? We're going to be starting up soon. All right, guys, let's just wait for some people to get in here. All right. I know, guys, it was a little disappointing. A lot of disappointing, actually. Both matches this week for the Outlaws, both matches this week for the league team. Frustrating. Okay, I guess there's a lot of things that we have to call out. I just want everyone to know that like I'm gonna be like saying a lot of negative things this show, but I support them more than most people, obviously. Like, I wouldn't buy the Outlaw stuff if I was an Outlaws fan. I wouldn't buy the stuff if I wasn't a Houston fan. The headphones, you know, I support the teams. But yeah, so like for the Outlaws, match 1 getting into it. Match 1 getting into it, dude. Like, they come out with a weird comp. A really weird comp. It's not that weird of a comp. It's weird for anyone that knows the Outlaws, right? So they come out and you have a D.Va and Zarya, right? They're playing like a GOAT setup, which is normal for GOAT setup, for the 3-3 setup. And who else to play in those roles when you have like Spree in there? Spree would be on Zarya, you'd think, but Spree wasn't on Zarya. He was on D.Va. Coolmet wasn't in the game. Dante was on Zarya. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I know what they're doing. And one of the problems with that is that they don't have the hero pool to work effectively. So what's happening is they want the 3-3 setup. But for a month it was like 100% goats. That's all you had to play, which would have been fine for the Outlaws. If it was goats 100% of the time, dude, we're making the playoffs easy. But it's like between 60 to 80% goats. So they need people to be able to switch heroes. So instead of running 3-3 with 3 tank players and 3 support players, they're running 2 tank players, 2 support players, 2 DPS players. Which is a problem because they want to add Dante in there because they will be able to run Tracer or Sombra. But he can't play D.Va for the life of him. Spree is god tier Zarya, maybe the best. Definitely one of them. But because he can kind of play D.Va and Dante can't, and Muma has to play Brine, obviously. He's great at Brine, he's great at Winston, all the main tanks. They're going to put Dante on Zarya because he could still play Zarya at least. But, like, obviously you can tell with some of the ults, maybe he doesn't. And then you have that weird setup. Then you have Linkser, who's hit scan god. And, like, okay, so McCree, Widow, maybe even Soldier, you know, like Hanzo. No. Brigitte, the one that takes very little technical skill. Which, I mean, I understand you want him in there, so if you switch over to a different comp, you can. You know, on Control, what they really like to do, which I saw from the 2 matches, they like to have, I don't even know, I don't think they have a name for that comp anymore. It's where you have 1 tank, Hammond, you have Lucio, and I think it's Zen, Sombra, and Tracer. So you can do that, right? Because then Dante would be in the Sombra, you would have Linkser on the Widow. But then in that case, you have Linkser on the Brigitte. And, like, it's hard to be impressive on the Brigitte sometimes, but he was impressive on the Brigitte. And so he's there. It's kind of like you're just wasting what Linkster is good for. You know what I mean? It makes him look like a bad player because he's not popping off like he usually can. The few times he plays as Widowmaker in these 2 series, he kills it. And so if they're just playing goats, it would be fine. If they're just playing dive, I still think it would be fine. But the hero pool isn't there. But and anyone watching right now, if you hop into the Discord, link should be in the description. You come on, talk to me live, or you can just leave a comment and I'll talk about it whatever you want. I'm sure you guys are upset, whether it's the League of Legends team or the Overwatch team. It's frustrating to watch that, especially the Overwatch team, as they just lost 2 Game 5s in the last round of Control. Where literally in one of the rounds, it was 99-99 and 1% difference. They're 2-0 both those games. And then next week they have to play a Spark and an XL, which is going to be very difficult. But yeah, and then you put Cool Matt in there. Like, if you know you're going to be playing D.Va the entire game, which if you played some maps, like, you just put Cool Matt in. And then the ult usage, dude. Like, okay, so Raucus was struggling hard. He was really struggling. And, like, last season, I supported him because in the meta at that point, it was more the team has to defend him too. You know what I mean? Like, players like McCree, the heroes like McCree and Zenyatta don't have that much mobility. But you also have to be aware and like avoid situations where you're going to get picked easily. And when you're going to ult, he had like 1 or 2 panic ults, but other late ults where he pops Transcendence and then the team just died right beforehand. There is one on Numbani first match, and he gets solo ulted by the Zarya with no follow-up. He's fine. He's chilling on point. He's capturing point. Fight's almost won, and then he just... he ults. There's no reason for it. And he wasted his Transcendence. It was the end of the match, but it still shouldn't have been done. There were multiple times... Volskaya on their first offense, when they couldn't even capture the first point, he held on his Transcendence for a couple lives, and there are some perfect points to use it. And he's like the biggest factor. I saw one today by Cool Matt. It was on Volskaya versus Boston, and they had clearly won the fight. They had the 2 or 3 players down, but they had a Zarya grab. And then he pops his self-destruct. And it's like, why are you popping your self-destruct? Use it for the next fight. They lost that match, by the way. That map. So, like, why are you doing that? And then there was the one round where they had Jake on McCree and Linkser on Brig. Like, why? Why not have Linkser on the Brigida? Like that's what he, like, oh my god. I mean, why not have Linkser on the McCree, rather? I'm sorry. Linkser's known for the McCree. I don't know, dude. Like, it's just frustrating. I don't know what you guys think. If you guys want to leave a comment in the chat or in the Discord, or read it out loud, I'll talk about it. But, dude, like, I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, you should be proud of the team. Like, they almost won these games. It's small mistakes. Yeah, it's small mistakes, but like they should have won. They shouldn't be making they're not even small mistakes, they're big mistakes. A lot of them are big mistakes. And I'm not sure if you guys are happy and proud or if you're upset. Like, I love the team, don't get me wrong. But I'm pissed. And Boston, dude. Ah, Boston. Let me get back to my notes. And people were talking about how they have the they didn't make many roster changes, and I was hoping, dude. I was hoping. If you think about it this way, last season we were 1 control round away from knocking Philly out of the playoffs, and everyone this season is saying, "Oh, Philly is so good; they play 2nd overall." Right? They were 1 round of control from not making the playoffs last season, and us making the playoffs. Hey, Boston wasn't good in the end of the season. Maybe we beat Boston. Maybe we beat XL. If we go against London, You know how we are against London. Regular season undefeated, 4-1 total match count. But like, now everyone's talking about Philly and everyone's just crediting us. So coming into this season, I'm like, maybe stick with the roster, show them what we're actually able to do. Arhan might be able to do stuff, but we haven't even used Arhan, who again has great technical skill. We're not really using Linkster to the full of his abilities because again, periodically plays Widow. And when we play McCree, Jake's playing McCree. Riddle me that. I don't understand that one. Yeah, they should have won. 100%. Like, they definitely have the skill to do it. They definitely have the skill. They definitely have the people. But it's not the execution. Right? And it's because they're not... One of the reasons is they can't swap up the hero pool. I'm wondering if it's the coaching. Right? The coaching is they're disconnected the language barrier. Another thing with the language barrier is Arhan. Maybe they would run Arhan in some situations, but they're like, okay, there might not be that much of a gap in skill, but we'd rather have that fluidity with the language. In which case, if they were thinking that in the preseason, they should have just traded Arhan. They should have just traded Arhan. Nerf Bastion. Oh my god. We didn't pull out the Bastion this time. We were known for pulling out the Bastion for Cheese last season. But there's some definite things that we have to change. Map 5 on round 2 in the first match. We had like full control. It was 99-0, I believe. Linkster was popping off with it, but we lost control of the point. So he has to switch off because it's really hard to push forward with the Widow, right? That relies on picks, and with their setup, it just wasn't going to happen. So totally understand the switch, right? So that's when he switches to Brig. And then that's when... Wait, where is it? This setup was Lucio, Ana, Brig, Hammond, Tracer, Sombra. But like later on, Jake switches to Soldier out of nowhere, and I don't know. It's just questionable, very questionable picks that they're having. And if we had someone that can like be like, if Linkster, like I know he's hit scan god, right? If he was able to be a hit scan god and then also play, I don't know. I'm not saying he's not good at Brig, but if he was able to play a great Brig, if he was able to play other heroes, if Jake were able to have a larger hero pool, like he did great on Fire today, we could swap from comp to comp. But now we have Spree in the match not being able to play his best hero. we had Jake running McCree when Linkster is god on McCree. And it's like, okay, we're finding these band-aid situations to patch things up so we can have an okay setup. But it's like, when you get a player for his Zarya play, when you get a player for his hitscan play, and they're not playing Zarya and they're not playing hitscan, but they're still in the match, or you're going to play Diva the entire match, and your #1 Diva in NA isn't in the match, is on sitting on the bench, something has to change. And then on Volsky today, the entire series, right? Even last series, it's cleaning up fights. We will get the first pick. We will get the first 2 picks. But we won't clean up the fight. We'll end up losing. And it's frustrating because in a game like this, like there's games like this where whether it's Overwatch, Dota, League of Legends, the first pick is so hard to come back from. And we just don't follow up on it. And it's hard to lose those. This is the perfect example. Volskaya. We hold them to a very little time bank when they cap 2 points. And most teams cap both points anyway. First fight on Volskaya on offense. We steamroll them. Now, I'm not sure if you guys were paying attention. We had 5 ults going into the second point. Now, when you go on assault maps, on the 2 CP maps, when you're on the point, the defense has a slower respawn time. and you could actually snowball that from the first point onto the second. That's why when you're watching these sometimes they end so quick, because you could snowball right into there because the respawn takes long. If you push in and get one pick, it takes them forever to get back. So what happens, we go in with 5 ults. Boink was the only one that didn't have his ult. Use 5 ults. Nothing. I don't even think we didn't even get a kill in that fight, actually. So the other team has ult advantage now. Next fight we go in, Boink pops his ult for some sustainability. Doesn't work. And it takes us like 4 more minutes to actually cap the point. And then even then, we capped with a higher time bank than Boston did. And going into it, Boston didn't like let down. They were able to get almost a full 2 captures. Or did they get full 2 captures on their second round? It's just frustrating. And now next week we play New York and Hangzhou. And I'm not sure if you guys, if you listen to what the players are saying about Hangzhou, everyone should have them in their top 5 power rankings. With what people are saying, how the players are skilled, like, I almost wish that they didn't add the expansion teams, so that we were able to pick some of these players from these different teams. Because now we went from middle of the pack, maybe even better, right? Because like teams like Boston, like they had the one good stage, that's why they're top 3 overall. At the end of last season, we were better than them. We're on par with them. Now we went from middle of the pack to like lower of the pack, dude. Probably better than Washington and Chengdu. But the rest of it, I don't think so, dude. Then there was another late trans on Sanctum. I think it was, I forget who went down. I think it may have been Muma. But like, I saw, I'm like, okay, oh, this is fine. Zen has his ult. And I doubt every time it's just someone not saying, I need heals, right? But I can't imagine in my head that Muma's there. I need heals. I'm weak. I'm one shot. Whatever. And whatchamacallit? Rock is just there like, oh, okay. But the thing is, even if he doesn't pop it, then he pops it after he dies. When you're already at disadvantage in the fight. We saw in the sky you can't win when you have 5 ults, so why are you gonna pop the ult when you're already down a person? I just don't understand, dude. And then if we go 0-2 next week, we're already below 500 for stage 1. And there's only, what's that, 28 matches in a season now, if there's 7 per stage. You know, like, we're already in the hole going into like season playoffs. The only thing that we have going for our side is that the other division is stacked. We only have to play them once. They have to play each other twice each time. We only have to play them once. We have a couple. We play Washington in our division. There's a couple beatable teams. Boston, but we already lost once to them. Defiant, we lost once to them. If we could split against these teams, I'm gonna bring this up for you. Let's see if I can do this. Let's go stats. No, league teams. Okay, here we go. Let me transition this over. These are the teams in the league right here. 20 teams. This is our division. This is the Pacific division. Now I'm going to go over the teams that should be better than us. Vancouver should be better than us, right? I'm saying should be. Like, as it is now, we haven't played them, but like they're better than us just based off watching. Shanghai, better than us. Seoul, better than us. San Francisco, LA, Spark. I haven't really watched the Charge. People putting them over the Defiant, though, and we're struggling against the Defiant. We should be better than the Chengdu. And Dallas. People put Dallas above us, but that might be winnable. This could be winnable, too. So that is 4, 5, 6. At least 7 games. Well, at least 7 teams are better than us in the Pacific Division. We play them once. We play these teams twice in our division. So we're a little bit luckier. Washington. Played them twice. Defiant is a beatable team. We already lost them once. Paris Eternal I thought was beatable, but they look better than anyone's ever thought. Monty even placed him as like top 5 or like top 7th ranking in his power rankings just from talking to other teams. We know New York is good. Yeah, we have good record against London, but who knows this time, dude? Although London has been struggling, this is not a good meta for them. We might actually be able to beat them twice. Based on raw mechanical skill, once or twice, easily. Philly? We struggle against Philly. Philly looks really good. That might be 2 losses right there. Philly, I was hoping going into the season that they were just overrated because they almost didn't make it. Maybe we could have done the same thing, but they look like a better team than us now. These 2 teams are winnable. We already lost 1 to Boston. We play them one more time. Florida Mayhem. They should be a win right there. But again, I don't know. So going into it, we play each one of these teams twice. Let's say 2. Let's say we win this team 3. Let's say we split 4. Split there 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12. Out of here, 34, 15. I say 15, and that's being generous in some places. That's barely over 500. I don't think that's enough to make it. And that's if we split with Boston, split with the Defiant, and then have 2 matches, like split 1 with the Reign. I don't know. That's like best case scenario. And if we were in the Pacific Division, we would be screwed. Dude, just this line gives me nightmares. And people are like, oh, well, you know, we didn't make that too many off-season moves. We didn't need to. Look at the shop, dude. Look at this roster. Dude, that's good. Giving me anxiety just looking at it. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 DPS players, right? Why have them? 1, that takes it away from other teams. I would love to have some of them right now. And and 2, no matter what meta it is, if we had more players, we'd be able to say, okay, well, this person could play Zarya, Sombra, and Brigitte, or something. In fact, you might be saying, like, you know, a bigger roster would be good, right? They're the only team that has the full max amount of players, 12-man roster. If you go to our roster, we have 10. We don't. I think we use Bonnie for 1 map. We haven't used Arhan. Dude, like, I don't know. There's just not enough flexibility. Linkster's best hero. Wait, where's Link? Linkster's best heroes like aren't really in the meta right now. Some of them are, but like not all the time. And this is our right here. This is coming up. We just lost to Boston. We have these 2 matches. A tough match here. We should at least win 1 match this season. I'd say these are 2 different losses. They played really well, the Valiant, against the Spark. So that might be another loss. Probability-wise, right? I'm saying there's a high probability. I'm not trying to say that we suck. I'm not going to lie. I'm just being objective here. Objectively, Valiant are a better team right now. And then we should beat Florida. And then Reign, that go either way. I'd say they're about... I would place them above Boston in my own power rankings if I made one. Maybe around the same middle of the pack area. So that could be a toss-up. We could be looking at a 1 or 2 game stage for wins. Which is scary. I don't know if any of you guys have any opinions on, like, if you're happy that at least the team made it close, but there's still more stages coming up. I mean, if the divisions played a bigger role like they do in, like, the NFL, it's not that bad. But yeah. Let me pull up my notes over here real quick. there was a point in the last map where I said, what if Linkser was on Zen? I think that's a much better idea because Zenyatta, even though it's not hit scan, I think it takes more technical skill. Right? Linkser has that far back range play with Widowmaker and like McCree, kind of. The Raucous. Oh. The Raucous on Brigitte. And Linkser's used to having the no mobility that McCree has. I think that would be a good idea. I wish I remember what they had at the end. That last map, what did they have? Let me see if I can look up the highlights and find this, because they had a really weird setup. Well, a really good setup that I wish they were using. I think it was that one main tank, like the 3-2-1 setup that they have. But it was changed a little bit. Let's see if I can't find this. Just looking at this again hurts. Especially with the league team. How the league team did too. It's the exact same thing. Strong early game. Can't finish the fight. Every team fight that the Overwatch team had. Every team fight just didn't work. Here it is. On the last map, last round, they had Coolmat playing on Diva. And then Dante playing on Zarya. I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to have a Diva and a Zarya and you want Dante in, just put him on there. At least Coolmat's playing on his main hero, which is what I was saying before. What did they switch to after this? Or was it one of the earlier rounds? Oh, it's not loading yet. It must have been around before. I don't know, but like they were also changing up, and it's like, okay, they finally found something that kind of worked. I think it was just that Coolmat was actually playing Diva. I don't know, dude. But yeah, it just sucks. A lot of people are upset that Link's was on Brig. But like, who else are you gonna put on Brig? Because Brig isn't that mechanically involved, but I mean, if you're gonna switch off of her, then it's fine. But it's like, he also can't shine. And like, Linkser is good and all, but in the brawly comps, what are you gonna do? You know? It's just difficult. Again, anyone in the chat, if you wanna, in the description, you wanna join the Discord. We're gonna be doing this after a lot of the this type of show after a lot of the matches, not just for the Outlaws, for the league team, probably for the COD team, you know, a bunch of the different matches whenever we can. And you get in here, you can talk about it live on the show with us, or you can just put a message in the Discord and we'll talk about it. We'll read off what you want to say. Or just post in the chat. I'll read that off too. Tell me if you're frustrated or if you're hopeful. You're happy that that was close. I will say I was in the Houston Outlaws Discord, and I was in the watch party there, and there was a Shock fan watching, probably for Dante. I don't know, and she was getting hype into it, and everyone after the Dorado round, like, Texas hard, and they're all screaming. It was fun and all. It was fun up until we lost the match. Like, I just don't want to be. It's not that I want the front running team. It's just that's the same thing, game 5 every time. And who knows, if game 5 wasn't controlled twice, if game 5 was escort, hybrid, or assault, maybe things are changed. I think us and London last season had the most game 5s. I'm not sure. I think we may have had the most game 5 losses. And that's just super unfortunate, you know? Like, how are you going to stop that? And like this time, like, we split both matches. We split the game 5. So it's not just control, I guess. Because we showed we could win. It's just game 5 that we choke. The series is just like every team fight we have. We're up. We just can't close it out. That's the most frustrating thing with the team fights, I swear. I'm not sure if you guys saw. The team fights that we had, they would, they'd be fighting. They'd get the first pick on a guy, maybe 2, and then they'd give it up. So some poor ult usage, that's for sure. Maybe it's just me. I'm not sure if maybe I'm just being too critical. You know what I mean? Maybe like he tried popping the ult, like maybe Ruckus tried transcending, but he got stunned that I just didn't see. But I mean, he's in the back line. I don't know how he's getting stunned from back there. But like I can't imagine. Like I just said, I can't imagine someone's calling out, "I'm about to die. I need transcendence right freaking now," and Rock is like, "Eh." Like I don't think that's the case. But I don't know. I don't know what else it could be, you know? I don't know why they are having ult difficulties. Is it the players? Is it just that we're not good playing? Is it just the communication? Is it the coaching? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we try getting a different coach. I know everyone said that they love Tyrone, but like, I mean, I know that's only one coach. I know they have like a couple coaches and all, but maybe we try something different there. It's hard to get players now. I really wish we made some more pickups in the offseason. I'll never know why we didn't. I can't hurt to get another player. Especially if you're not going to use Arhan, you know what I mean? The Shock utilized all 12. The London utilized all 12 last season. And they happened to win. So why aren't we doing that? The only thing is that you could say, well, maybe it helps for mid-season pickups. But it's like, okay, mid-season, you're probably going to be trading to another Overwatch League team. Unless you're just going to be trying to pick people up from contenders. And you could say, yeah, well, the contenders people, you know what I mean, like, are there and they're just as good as the Overwatch pros. That's because there was more talent that was needed that could be in the Overwatch League. You know what I mean? Like, if this is the group of players that could be in the Overwatch League, the first season only used this much. So there were still Overwatch League caliber players. Now I'm not sure if there are any. Maybe we pick up some young guns. But I mean, if we're getting anyone from another team, we're probably going to have to trade. Yeah, we just let go some people this season. And then we traded someone from our academy team, which we didn't have an academy team. We had one player left. And so we traded for Dante. Because we didn't need another tank. It's like, I don't know. I don't know why we didn't make those moves. You don't want any Koreans, you know what I mean? We already have a couple Europeans. Paris Eternal got a bunch of European players. I would have loved to have Defran, you know? I don't know, dude. It's frustrating. But yeah, we'll like I said, anyone watching right now, make sure you join the Discord. You can come in, you can comment. We'll talk about whatever you say on the Discord. Just post it on the show input section, or if you just comment in the YouTube chat, you can do that too. Or just join the caller rating chat and we'll bring you into the show and you can talk about it. We'll be doing this for a lot of the matches. depending on how long, how heated our emotions are. If they win a boring match, or if they lose a boring match, might not go on for that long. If it's a good win or if it's a good loss, it might go on longer. But yeah, I just need to check one thing real quick. So I don't know, man. We might do this for the league game right after this. So we might go live a little bit after that as well. But we'll see. But yeah, if you subscribe, it's free. You could unsubscribe later. It's absolutely free, and you'll actually get notifications when we go live or post a video. So there's that. And then you can unsubscribe later, right? Even if you don't want to watch the first couple of videos or live streams, all it takes is a scroll on your phone or just a scroll on your mouse until you see one you like. And then after a little while, you can unsubscribe if you really don't like us. Just give us a chance. This is for you guys. Nah, I'm not making any money off this. I would have co-hosts here usually. They're not making any money off of this. But yeah, it's for you guys to put in input and whatnot. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for this show. We might do it after the league matches today. I'll see if I can talk to my host. If you want to know if that's going to happen, check out the link. Join the Discord, subscribe, and you'll get notified if that goes live. If not, we'll probably be doing it next week for the league matches or the Overwatch matches again. And when combat, any big game, league and Overwatch matches only happen ever so often, and the splits and seasons only last so long. There's not many COD events, so just as it goes, whenever we can, we'll make sure to do it so you guys have a voice for you, so you guys can say that. So that's probably gonna do it here. Please, guys, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. You don't even have to hit the bell. Don't even hit the bell. Yeah, and you want to, but just keep it there so you'll see it eventually. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me here on the OpTic ToPic. Season 3 is here. We're gonna do it again, at least for the next 10 weeks. Promise you, it's gonna be longer than that. But yeah, till next time, guys. I'll see you later.